that was cool. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Hold on. Got it. To the 5, 4, 3, right? You're nodding along, guys.
Guys. Guys. All right. Well, welcome. Here we are. Look at our beautiful faces. It's been a long time since you've seen this, but welcome to the first podcast of the rebranding imaging of the Krypton Report. It is me, Tyler, the Superman of Blue. And look at that handsome guy up top or to the side, wherever he is on this video. The Superman of Red, Mr. James Cole. What up, guys?
How's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good. We're here to talk about Superman Red and Blue. What exactly is that? And we thought we would do it in our red and blue, just like who we are. You know what I'm saying? Superman, red and blue, one man, two parts. And what's funny is I was looking, you can tell over here in my little station behind me to the left, I actually have the electric blue, electric red figures. And then in front of them is the Rebirth Superman and the New 52 Superman. So it's my little red and blue Superman little part right there. So, but we're going to talk about, whew, still getting over this cough, people. It's murder. But
every year around this time, you get a cough that lasts like a month and a half.
You're like, look, man, I can't deal with this. It's killing me.
Sounds like it's killing you.
Yeah. So let's talk about red and blue at first. We're gonna talk about, so there's basically three versions in comics of the Superman Red, Superman Blue. Usually the most, I would say the most famous version is the electric version. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, the electric versions of them both had it was in the ongoing continuity at the time. The original red and blue, I'm pretty sure was one issue.
It was
back in 1963.
Yep.
Yeah.
Written by Leo Dorfman with art by Kurt Swan. It was Superman 162. In this story, Superman is given like 6 tasks he must complete. And basically he's unable to do them. So he uses, with Supergirl's help, uses kryptonite, which makes him smarter, but splits him into 2 equal halves. Just the only thing that's different, and they say this like 4 times in the comic, we're the same thing. Just you have a blue costume and I have a red costume. Yes, it's hilarious. And then they complete the task. They do all this other stuff. It's a fun, crazy read because my favorite part is towards the end when they're trying to figure out what to do. Like, we've always been vexed by 2 girls. Now there's 2 of us. We can each marry one, Lana and Lois, but who gets who? And you're just like,
that's not misogynistic.
Not at all. As then you have Superman Blue telling Lana, Superman Red tells Lois and asks her to marry him. And then after they ask her to marry him, they run into each other and they're like, wait a minute, what? And then they're like, let us explain, ladies. So then they tell the whole story. And then there's a triple wedding because Superman Red and Blue get married. And so does Jimmy Olsen to Lucy Lane. And then it's kind of like, it would make a really awesome, like, honestly, this issue would be a really cool cartoon in like the style of For the Man Who Has Everything from the Justice League animated universe. Just as kind of like Clark, what if in his mind kind of thing.
That sounds like something Bruce Timm would be into.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be
one really each part of Clark going after Lois and Lana.
It could be a really cool way of like, because the cover art's amazing, where you have Superman Blue with Lana, and he's got his son and daughter flying around in their super blue and costumes, and then you have Superman Red and Lois and Krypto, who live in Kandor, and their kids are just in red Kandorian clothing.
Your cat is speaking to you.
Oh my gosh, I wish she would just go away. It's my daughter's cat. Okay. Let's get one thing straight. It's Sayla's cat. But it's a cool story, and I wish they would reprint it. Like they would have reprinted it with what we'll talk about here in a moment. So now we're going to kind of skip the modern age story, because that's what we're going to review. And then we're going to jump to the New 52 in Action Comics number 13. In the fortress, there is in the background the electric blue suit. So there's kind of an interesting wink to it. And actually, what's funny is if you look in Action Comics, Grant Morrison's run for the New 52, there actually is a panel that shows when he's talking of Superman Red and Blue. And it's very interesting, considering that what we find out when we get into Rebirth is that the New 52 Superman the entire time was the red energy Superman. And the, I don't know, what do you call it?
That's the Reborn storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, the post-crisis Superman is the one who basically is the blue energy Superman.
Right.
During that time. So
Convergent Superman.
Yeah. Convergence was the last place he was, but yeah, it's the post-crisis Superman after Crisis on Infinite Earths all the way through the 90s before what, Infinite Crisis? What was the next one? 0 Hour?
Yeah, I guess that makes the most sense. Yeah. So that's the blue energy. And that's, then the Reborn is when they come together, making everything solidified. So that's kind of like the other version of the red and blue storyline. Now, there is in other media, hey, everybody, look, it's that beautiful one. It's a door that just opened to my bathroom, my Kryptonian bathroom. Yeah, see, you didn't know that inside that door there, on top, there's actually Kryptonian writing that says bathroom. Yeah, it's my it's a little laugh I put in there, so if anyone has a keen eye when I'm recording, they'll see that it says bathroom.
That's excellent.
It is. But in other media, the red and blue was acknowledged in Zack Snyder's Superman 75-year anniversary short, where we see him split and fly off. And probably one of the coolest parts in that short, that's when the music kind of blends the two different songs together. And
yeah, which is basically the cover there for Superman 132. Yes, 132, where they split apart,
which is the first appearance of both of them in the continuity story. And then in Justice League Action, voiced by our good friend Jason J. Lewis, there is an episode where Lex Luthor creates a kryptonite weapon to destroy Superman, but instead splits him into Superman Red and Superman Blue. And then we get Wonder Woman Red and Wonder Woman Blue. And I feel like the interpretations of red and blue in that are a little bit more like what we're going to talk about, where the split is not even. It's not like a complete red or like they're not this equal. Power wise, they're equal, but personality wise, they're distinctive. There's changes in his personality. So
yeah, that one, they're pretty much on Justice League Action, they're pretty much like good and evil. They say one of them is like, one of them was a part that doesn't exist inside of them. You'd have to watch the episode, because when Lex Luthor does it to himself, the one Luthor is the. See, now I just watched it. Now I can't remember.
Yep. See,
I just watched it like 2 weeks ago, and it was Lex, voiced by James Woods, telling like what it
You've
was
got
about, and he knew that, yeah, Lex Luthor was the savior in that one though.
you've got James Woods. Little Family Guy reference there. But the big like, so now we're gonna dive into the issue that we're here for. Superman Red, Superman Blue, #1 spinoff. Now,
How
show them
well
what
can you see that?
well enough to tell what it is. See now, James, that's the original cover. Now, let me tell you a story about a little boy and his brother who were at a comic book store, but we weren't at a comic book store. No, we were at the Navy Exchange, and they had like a spinner rack little section with comics, and we each picked out one, and I wanted a Superman, and I got this one, the packaged 3D cover for the issue with
The 3D glasses.
the 3D glasses. All right, so the cover looks dope, but it also came, because it came in plastic, with a older Superman comic that is an adventure that's all 3D.
Oh wow.
So
Interesting.
the entire book is 3D. And I remember getting this and being like, what is this? Because at that time, the only other understanding is of what was going on with Superman at the time, because like I've said before, I didn't have a comic book shop, just whatever appeared on the spinner rack. I saw an article in the newspaper in the actual newspaper about Superman changing. And then the comic that I actually posted online the other day, I think it came with a toy. I just remember getting it at a toy store. Excuse me. And that was, hold on, I'm pulling it up right now because I'm horrible with numbers and I can't remember. Was Superman Man of Tomorrow issue #9, which it's hard to see on this video, where you can tell we're not
You
used to.
shared it on the socials.
Yep. And it just kind of had like a summary of like what Clark's life had been like. Basically, it showed death, it showed problems he had had with gold kryptonite, like all these like adventures that he had had, and then how he turned into electric. And I just remember reading like, oh, okay, so somehow he's now electric Superman. So I had that, and then I had this, and that was it from that era, like as far as like actual books that I had.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be on the hunt for this original cover.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tougher to find because I've already looked it up and it's easy to find the 3D cover there. Yep. Yep. So I'm gonna be on the hunt for this one here. And yeah, I definitely this is a must pick up physical here.
So I'm gonna, if you can see this, for everyone who's listening, this whole comic is this thickness. This right here has nothing to do with red and blue. This right here does. So this story, I mean, it really is a giant tease, if you think about it, set up for the issue that you have in hand. It could have been a lot shorter, because reading this, I mean, it starts off the front page. First of all, I love old comics for just all the ads. Shout out to Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero here. It says Dan Jurgens plot. And it says Superman Red and Blue. Superman Red, Superman Blue. That's what we get, okay? And for the most part, it's just a story about Superman. It's not till later in the book where he goes up against Cyborg Superman in this great spread right here that the what happens really starts getting into play. And we get Toy Man that's working with Cyborg Superman, but then they capture Superman right here. They put him in this chamber. And I think this makes a little bit more sense, the whole like splitting energies, considering that this Superman is energy. Um,
Yeah, he's actually in a containment suit.
which makes me feel like he's not really Superman. He's more like Captain Atom or another man who's blue, whose name is Manhattan. But yeah, he's in a containment suit. And there's this part here where Superman says, cute, some kind of containment structure. You don't seriously expect this to hold me, do you? And Henshaw says, no, I expect you to try to escape. But if you do, your energy will be siphoned from you until poof, nothing left but memories. And basically, you have a really great part here where Superman is just being taunted and he sees that Twin Man has Lois.
Has used some super silly string and tied up Lois.
Which is and he's trying to get out. And he says, have to get out. What's happening? Something I can do. And he's getting enraged. And you just see like him pushing and trying to get out. And Toy Man, there you have that clock counting down. And what's funny is you have him in the containment just spinning and going crazy, and Henshaw's like going once, going twice, gone. And we have this nothing. And Henshaw leaves and he says, but all I feel now is empty, not unlike you. The emptiness of the container itself. But then we see the container starting to speed back up. And there's like a yin yang looking kind of red and blue, and it's spinning and it shoots off into two directions. And we have chapter 4. And that's what's interesting is like this book is, cut up into chapters. And chapter 4 says bolts of blue. And we have Superman going and he stops Toyman. And then we have Henshaw going and he stops by Superman Red. And there's a line in here. He says, what? It can't be you. You're red. And he says, surprise. And then we have the thought bubbles of probably a cosmetic anomaly caused by the energy transverse process when I put myself back together. So he flies Henshaw out into the sun and he's flying back to Earth. And we have this, we have these great right here. This great spread right here.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It doesn't look as good when you're looking at it scrolling on it, scrolling down the page.
But it's just interesting because Superman Blue puts him back in Strikers. And he, Winslow's shot, he talks about like, oh, I've heard them say that before. And then Superman Red shows back up and they're both kind of like, man, Superman Blue says, no sign of the cyborg, not even the slightest trace of his bizarre energy configuration. And then Superman Red's like, taking Lois with him? Nope, there's a pile of sliced rope on the floor. Looks like with shock and panic, Lois must have managed to free herself. So they're not aware of each other yet. And then the final page is them both coming back to the planet. And, Superman Red says, waiting for me to join her and fill in the final details. Superman Blue says, excellent. If I hurry, I should just make my lunch meeting. And then they're both into the planet. And this ends with 2 lives, 2 costumes, 2 Supermen next week in Superman 132, which is what James has.
Yes. That's what I have.
And in all honesty, you could probably, just for sure better reading experience, just tack on that little chapter at the end of this. into the start of that story. So you want to pull up your pull out your issue there, James. We can kind of walk through it and show them the fun that is this issue, because this one I have digitally thanks to the DC Infinite app, which is awesome. But you know what else? It is not awesome enough that it doesn't have everything. Just throwing that out there, DC.
Yeah, it didn't have the Superman Red special.
Well, it
Couldn't
doesn't
find
have
it
the
anywhere.
it doesn't have the red special, and then it doesn't have um the issue after the arc closes. So like the last issue of like the content, like the regular run, hints at that's red and blue are no more. And then there's the issue right after it picks up, it's like Superman Forever. And it's really a weird, bizarre special issue. But that's like when he came back to being normal. He didn't go back to being just blue. He went back to being regular Superman. And that's not on the app either. So, but take it away, James. Walk us through it. I'm here
Walk
with
us
you.
through it. All right. So we pick up where the special leaves off. Both Clarks entering the building trying to find Lois. Um, they both are saying their same parts. One was dealing with Toyman is locked up safe and sound at Stryker's Island. This time for good, I hope. And then now that the cyborg has been taken care of, I can take some time for myself again. And the interesting thing here, when they're
I see you back there, Jimmy.
I just look up after I'm looking at this and I see you making faces because Jimmy's doing it back here. I didn't even see him because he's
You never
just
know what's going to
tiny.
happen.
He's
You never know
just
what's going
a
to happen.
tiny-
See, this is how cool we are when we're
Yeah,
live like this.
right. So what's funny is so Superman Blue, who took care of Toyman, actually is wearing the red tie when he turns back into Clark. And Superman Red is wearing the blue tie.
That is pretty awesome, though. You have to admit, like,
So
I like it.
yeah. They're both entering the building. They're both trying to find Lois, and the one immediately runs into Perry getting off the elevator, and they both get back on the elevator, and like just separated by a couple of people, and they don't notice each other. The other Superman exits the elevator and goes to Lois. At this point in time, Lois and Clark are married, or maybe not married, but together.
Yeah, I'm trying to like. I'm reading through everything right now.
I'm not sure in the timeline where this is set yet.
I thought they were married. So
Well, because I know they put it off. They put it
yeah,
off to do, but it wasn't that far after his return that the
right.
wedding happened either.
Because this was like 97
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that should have happened already.
is when this issue came out. I think no, it's 98. It's February of 98. So yeah, they're already married.
Right.
Like I've said before, I think to me this storyline would make so much more sense is if the electric Superman was like a byproduct of him returning. Like like he would have been like in the black suit, and then turned into like electric Superman, compared to being something that just happened later.
Right.
So it's so weird, but Electric Avenue Superman.
Electric. Come down to Electric Avenue.
And if you're not thinking about Seth Rogen singing that, I don't know what's wrong with you.
So yeah, him and Lois, they get back on the elevator. They're supposed to head out to lunch, and he's saying that he'd forgotten about a JLA meeting, so he had to head off and do that. So he changes, and this time he changes into Electric Red Superman. Because in the last issue, he took off from Lois, and when he hit behind the dumpster, it was a flash of blue, and he turned into electric blue Superman. So it's interesting that he turns red. I don't
Mhm.
know if she has at that time had witnessed him turning blue. So if she just sees the red, that's what she knows. Uh, but as he's on his way, the cops, the special crimes unit, are uh, Dan Turpin. They're they're at a place. Hostages have been taken.
Dan Turpin.
Robbery. Dan Turpin. Yep. Holding hostages, and Superman, he comes in and he actually is like cracking jokes. Says if I let, and which he does say to, he does kind of push a bluff in the last issue towards Cyborg Superman.
Hmm.
Um, so they actually have somewhat of a different personality. The red is a little more hot tempered and a little more fun loving, and the blue is a little more analytic and straight laced.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? I mean, but yeah, I mean, it is. And I read a couple, a few of these issues, so I can't remember which one it is, but like when they're writing, the writing style is a little bit different. Um, because it's kind of like, if you think about your two halves of your brain, eh, and they're both Clark, but they're just like different variations of his personality. Um, and there's some fun stories that happen. So it's not, like we said, it's not a complete um split. But so moving the story, we get in the Justice League Tower, like you were saying, they're updating their security. And this time it's worth pointing out that it's Wally West, Flash, and Kyle Raynard, Green Lantern. And Superman shows up and it's red. And they're like, oh, hey, all right, you're red now. Cool.
Yeah, he says a costume change courtesy of Cyborg and Toyman.
And they're programming him in the security. And, puts his hand on the door and thinks much of it. And then we have Clark at the meeting with Perry, and Lois comes up behind him and says, that JLL meeting was quicker than I expected. He goes, JLA. I knew I forgot something.
Which is
So,
really cool though. Like he forgot something, and that it's right after Superman Red is talking to the JLA, and so then he takes off when Clark heads out to outer space, and Red takes off and Blue shows up, and they're like, "Why are you looking at me that way?" And he's like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, so Red just took off. Blue just shows up because you were just here. At least someone who claimed to be Superman was. I left Earth seconds ago and came straight here.
and they're like, well, they show him the footage and they have
Well,
him
he
put his
puts his
hand.
same as Red did, and identity confirmed.
Yep. And they're all like, I don't understand. There's two Superman. And then he comes walking back into the restaurant. And Lois notices the tie because Perry makes a comment about it. And she's like, what is going on here?
Which I think actually here is I don't know, is that's like a continuity error, because
Yeah,
when they're
it
talking
is.
at the front, they have opposite ties on,
It
and here
is.
in the back, he's got a different tie on.
And then at the very end, we have Clark and Clark in gray suits, red tie, and a blue tie. And it says, trouble. You're the one who's looking for trouble, imposter, and we're going to get plenty of it. It says two Clark Kents, two Superman. The adventure commences in Superman number 555. The Adventures of Superman. Don't miss it. And this, of course, is part of the Triangle Error of Terror,
Yeah,
where,
that's gonna be fun to catch the next issue.
like, it's like, but So that is, in a nutshell, the Superman Red and Blue. We wanted to kind of kick off this with a fun video of James and I, since we've always, if you didn't catch on that our new cover art is a take on the Superman Red and Blue cover that James showed you guys on his tablet, because we both love Superman, we both are Superman, so we can't really be like, oh, I'm Superman, no, you're Superman. Nope, we both are. We found a loophole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Loopholean.
Yeah, I even got my own Superman Red character out there on DC Universe online too.
And I would have a blue if I played games. But hey, shoot us a message online. Let us know what you think about the new art, the new look, the new music. Keep your eyes open for all kinds of cool new things to come from us in October as we relaunch. Not only relaunch, but we just kind of refresh the Krypton Report brand. Also, check out our Patreon for our campaign we got going on. There's some fun videos on our YouTube about, hey, can I get $1? Just $1 a month can help us out. Keep this show rolling. We're not out to get rich. We just want to, a little help from the people who listen to keep the mics on and the good times coming.
And it's a little time and money to do this, so
I mean, you throw $1 to a friend.
Yeah.
A song online. How much do you spend on coffee? Just $1 a month. It's change. You probably have it in your couch or in your car, or take it from your kid's piggy bank. I don't care. But all right, everybody,
just leave it around the house.
Yeah,
kids lose it all the time.
Exactly. So, all right, everybody, take care and remember.